Hey chemistry students, it's Miss Tate again. Today we're going to focus on finding molar mass. So molar mass is simply defined as the mass in 1 mole of any substance. So we're going to go through 4 examples of this today on how you would do this. So number 1, calculate the molar mass of sodium chloride. So for us to be able to do molar mass, we need to have the chemical formula. So I'm going to go ahead and write them out as we go. So we need number 1, calculate the molar mass of sodium chloride. So we need the mass of 1 sodium plus 1 chlorine total. And what we're going to look at is we're going to find both these elements on our periodic table. And we're going to see that sodium has an average atomic mass of 22.99. This same number is also equal to, if we had 1 mole of sodium, if we had 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd individual sodium atoms, it would have a mass of 22.99 grams. So molar mass is a way for us to go from an atom, something very small, to something that you and I can measure out in the lab. So when we do this, we've got 1 sodium. So our total mass is going to be 1 times the mass of sodium plus 1 times the mass of chlorine. And that's going to give us our total molar mass. So what we're going to do is do 1 times 22.990 for sodium, plus we only have 1 chlorine. And we're going to look up its mass. It's 35.45. And we're going to add this all together. All right, so 22.99 plus 35.45. It's going to give us 58.44, and molar mass is written as there are 58.44 grams of sodium chloride per mole of sodium chloride. So it can be expressed this way, or we can write it as there are 58.44 grams of sodium chloride in 1 mole of sodium chloride. And I know this format should look pretty familiar to you. So this is a little preview of what's to come. Next we're going to be doing problems that involve the mole and gram. So we'll have to use this concept of molar mass. So here are 2 ways that this can be written. So I'll just say or. Okay. Next problem. What is the molar mass of carbon dioxide? Well, we have to remember this type of compound. It has prefixes in it. So it already tells us that there's 1 carbon and 2 oxygens in the name. So if we want the molar mass of CO2, we've got 1 carbon. So we're going to need the mass of carbon plus 2 times the mass of oxygen, and that'll give us our molar mass of CO2. All right, so 1 times, if we look up carbon on our periodic table, it's 12.01, plus we have 2 oxygens. So the molar mass of each oxygen, we're going to round it here. It's already rounded to just 16. All right, and now we're going to type this in our calculator. So 1 times 12.01 plus 2 times 16 is 44.01. So 44.01 grams per mole of carbon dioxide, or there's 44.01 grams of carbon dioxide in 1 mole of carbon dioxide. All right, next two problems. Determine the mass in 1 mole of potassium oxide. So you see that wording, the mass in 1 mole, it just means molar mass. And potassium oxide, this type of compound we have to create with our charges, so it is K2O. All right, so potassium oxide has 2 potassiums, and it has 1 oxygen. All right, so the mass, each molar mass of potassium is 39.10, plus we have 1 oxygen. So I'm going to use the same number from the problem above, 16. All right, we're going to do our math now. So 2 times 39.10 plus 1 times 16. So 94.2 is the number I am getting. And that, again, is how many grams per mole there are for potassium oxide. And we can also write it as there's 94.2 grams of potassium oxide in 1 mole of potassium oxide. All right, let's do one more, and then you're going to work on some on your own, and you're going to write me if you have questions, or you're going to join one of our conferencing sessions. What is the molar mass of calcium phosphide? All right, so this one didn't give me the formula, so I have to make it. So crisscross, Ca3, P2. All right, so this compound has 3 calciums and 2 phosphorus. So if we want the molar mass of calcium phosphide, we need the mass of 3 calciums plus the mass of 2 phosphorus, and that will give us the molar mass of calcium phosphide. All right, so we're going to look up what that mass is for calcium, and it's 40.08 plus 2 times the mass for phosphorus, 30.97. Plug it in our calculator. 3 times 40.08 plus 2 times 30.97, and I'm getting 182.12. Excuse me, 182.18, and that is grams per mole of calcium phosphide, or 182.18 grams of calcium phosphide in 1 mole of calcium phosphide. Most of your problems that you're going to encounter in your practice, your assignment, will probably already have the formula given to you. So if you come across a problem like the ones I worked out where it doesn't give you the formula, remember that you can just look it up online if necessary, or you can send me a quick email. All right, let me know how it goes.